You are listening to a Reverie original podcast. Please download the Reverie app to get the best in queer film, TV series, music, and podcasts. Stream out loud.
Hello, and welcome to Podcast of Color. I am Baze, as I said, destroyer of cocks, hee-haw of hunty, writer of novels, that's a plural, yeah, and I'm here bringing you Podcast of Color, where 4 trash bags of color come together to make sense of the world. Today, we're actually missing 2 of our usual trash bags, and we picked up 2 new ones. So if y'all could introduce yourselves. We have, well, I'll start first because I'll say we have DJ, who's like our guest, but like our family guest, right? Like he's
you know,
already
like when
been
your
our
cousin
special
comes
guest.
to visit, and it's like, oh hey, like
yeah,
it's like, hey bitch.
exactly. And then we have our like super fancy posh British guest. Extra special, Phil Samba. Yeah.
Whoa. Not right now.
What? Okay.
Wait,
I said not right now.
did he
So,
just like tell me to shut the fuck up? Like, what do you mean not right now?
Welcome to the show, ladies. As y'all know, DJ Kirkland is from Magical Boys.
That's me.
And is also an artist, and we have Phil Samba, who's doing important work, trying to provide sexual health care for Black queer men in the UK.
Brum, 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 brum.
Yes. Yep.
And we'll get into that a little bit more later.
Thank you for having me.
But
Welcome to the show.
for now, yes.
Thank you.
Of course, we're gonna have a great
For now?
nigger time. So, are y'all ready?
Oh, girl.
Yes.
Are we still saying nigger? Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's 2019. The Emancipation Proclamation was signed. We have free will, and
Got it.
oh,
Cute.
am I not? Oh,
What?
Well,
No, I was listening to you.
oh, okay. Well, what do we call that? That's growth. We stand.
But did you see how? Did you guys peep how he was like ready to fight automatically? I was just like, sure, yeah. I was just letting him know that I heard him, but of course it automatically had to go there. It's okay.
Just the definition
You know,
of
I give
on-site.
up. But you know what? He don't want to post up when I come around.
here's the thing.
and that's the real tea. Actually,
But here's the thing: as other queer Black men, y'all understand that the world tries to attack us at every time.
And I don't.
So, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So,
You trying to steal my lines too now, sis? Ooh, the plagiarism is jumping all the way out.
what are you talking about?
Ooh.
I never claimed that they were my words. They just applied to the situation, so I used them. In the same way that the language you're speaking, you didn't make up either.
You sure?
You made up English?
I may have. Maybe so.
Have y'all had the chicken? The chicken's delicious.
And now I like fried chicken because I'm Black. Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Disgusting black creatures. Have you guys seen that video of like Sonic? And he's like, disgusting black creatures.
Wait,
Yes.
what?
It's like Sonic, and people have been using it as a reaction
Sonic the
on
Hedgehog
Twitter,
said
but it's like disgusting black creatures.
Yeah, Rakeem, it's like a clip from like Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh,
And
no.
It's like, Shadow is like, disgusting black creatures.
Was
I
this
need to
Sonic
find
that
this,
said it or
but-
was Shadow that said it?
It was
No.
Shadow that said it.
Self-hating motherfucker.
Oh, see, I don't know. I didn't know there was a difference. So there's 2 Sonics. There's a dark Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic.
He
So
is,
like
isn't
Shadow is a nigga.
Like, actually, now
Like,
you've said that,
he
I
like
see it.
work.
I mean,
no,
he truly is.
He
truly
wears
is.
J's. Like,
I'm
like
I-
he wear.
Oh Lord, are y'all all nerds? Y'all are all nerds, huh? Y'all all know all this shit. Okay.
I mean,
Good to know.
Beige, just type in Shadow the Hedgehog into Google, and you should see the box art for the Shadow the Hedgehog game. He has a gun on the cover.
Shade,
He's
but yet-
truly a nigga hedgehog.
He really is holding a gun. I love shade like that. When it's so smooth, you don't even realize that it was shade. That was so great.
when he told me to Google,
Yes. He said, so type in your fingers.
I caught it, but here it is.
Disgusting black creatures. Get out of
How did you find it so quickly?
That's how I feel about that. Get out of my sight, disgusting black
I'm
creatures.
dead.
Oh, I have bookmarks. Anytime I see a video that takes me out, I
Wait,
bookmark
okay,
it.
Google was a little bit too, or YouTube was a little bit too quick to autofill disgusting black creatures. If you type in DIGUST, like disgusting black creatures comes up first.
Anyway, so our question of color for this week is going to be, what is your most useless talent?
Okay, can I go first? Because I'm always excited to share this talent with people.
Yeah, go.
I have the ability to
That
fit
is
my
very
entire
useful.
fist in my mouth. Like,
Oh, I know you couldn't wait to share that one.
what makes you say
I mean,
that?
that's pretty useful.
It's
It is
just
pretty
exactly.
useful.
Just wants everyone to know.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
He just wanted to share that. He was ready to tell y'all about the fact that he could put a whole fist in his mouth.
maybe you
He
can
was
come
ready
back
to
to
tell the
me
world.
at the end of the thing, and I'll come up with a more useless talent.
He gonna get your DMs gonna be popping after this.
They'll stay blank
Okay,
or unread.
can I go next? Okay, so mine,
Yes.
mine is
Absolutely.
not so much useless. It's just pretty random. But like, I have like a really good long-term memory, specifically to anything I've seen tweeted or any conversation I've had on WhatsApp.
Oh,
Seriously.
hell no.
Like,
No.
I can always
That is
remember
very random.
almost anything I've tweeted, and I can always.
I would like to see it.
I always dig up old tweets. Always.
That's actually really, really useful though, because you can always pull up receipts.
Are you the one that exposed Brother Nature?
In a different way.
Have you exposed anyone
Lord
before?
Jesus?
But that we'll go like. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm trying not to get.
Okay,
Basic.
share the story, but don't get us
no,
arrested.
not again. But like.
Oh, okay. Next question. See ya.
See ya. Okay, so I see that we're not going to be answering the actual question today,
Wow.
so we'll change the question to, what is a useful talent that you have?
Chile. Wow.
Chile. It's all you, DJ.
Oh, I draw comic books professionally, so I guess that's useful. So I'm making money from it, so I guess I would say that would be pretty useful.
What's your useless one? I'm curious.
My useless one is, I don't know why I specifically remember pretty much every line word for word for this movie, but for the Tiny Toons movie, How I Spent My Summer Vacation, I pretty much know that movie front to back.
Oh.
all of the dialogue. It's really bad.
Damn. Okay. Tiny
Yeah.
Toons was like, okay. Refresh me. Who was on it? Because I'm typing in
yeah.
Google as well, but my computer's not as fast.
like little
Buster
kids.
Bunny,
Yeah, I
Babs
remember that.
Bunny. It was like
I
Looney
remember
Tunes,
that.
but they were like
Yes.
they were like studying underneath them, like studying under Bugs Bunny and all that stuff. Yeah.
Did Tiny
Yeah.
Toons come after Space Jam?
I think it was kind of around the same time that Space Jam happened.
Oh no, okay. I was thinking of Lola Bunny. Okay, I remember this
Babs
girl.
is the pink one.
Yes, I remember her. Okay, her outfit is sickening, and look at her bow. Yes. Okay, I
That
remember
movie is
this.
really funny.
Okay.
I've never seen
Wow.
It's really cute. It's like 90 minutes. It's really good.
Wow, Buster Bunny is literally like Vmon from Digimon V2. Like, literally. Okay.
I mean, T.
Wow. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Well, my most useless one I was going to say is that I can quote Titanic.
I feel like that's pretty useful in like white circles. So.
Yes, it does. It gets me
Go
very
off.
far amongst the Caucasians. What's my most useful one? I become when I'm really, really pissed off, I become very, very eloquent, and I use like a lot of big words, and I become like super, super, really calm, and that's useful in white circles too. But I guess both of those are useful then.
Actually, okay, I kind of seen that. Bay is mad is actually like low key terrifying. Like,
I like turn into like the white neighbor down the street. Like I get really calm and very, very, very eloquent.
yeah, you know how that Nicki Minaj gift that she goes, "Excuse me," and the guy's like, "Okay." Like, Baze is. Have you seen that?
I have not seen
Wow,
it.
no one has ever seen this gift. I thought it would land on y'all, but I guess not.
This the bar. It's because you a barb, sis.
I'm not a okay. That's slander. I'm honestly.
Is it
It
slander?
is slander, and I'm upset. And like I don't search pedophile registries, and I'm not okay with that at all. Never.
I mean, I'm not gonna dispute that. I don't know why you had to take it all the way over there.
I mean, but facts are
um,
facts. So I just want to.
But what does that have to do with
pretty
barbs?
good.
Nikki does that. Barbs.
Wait, what?
Y'all, you putting barbs in the same category
I
as
also
Nikki.
am literate, so
Ooh. Now we classist. Ooh.
okay.
Jesus, the classism has jumped out. He said, I had a proper education. I went to
That is
university.
not what I said.
Oh, Lord Jesus. What? I always get embarrassed when you do that when we have a British person on the show.
I don't have any shame left. When I
don't
was
either.
In 12th grade, I had to dress up as a giant Minchie in the Frozen Younger thing and dance. I have no shame. So I mean,
That's fair. Honestly,
You know?
I secretly love it, to be honest with you. I'm just like, I know. Wait, okay, we always make people do this. We made Travis do it. Phil,
Yeah.
you have to do an American accent.
Oh God. I can't. Like,
yes, you can.
like
Just try.
I'll have to like deactivate
can.
Instagram if this is what you want me to.
Wait.
Phil, if you just believe, there can be miracles.
Okay, do what you think a white American accent is. Maybe that's better.
Yeah, that's the easiest one.
Wait, I think I can do like a white girl, a white
Okay.
American girl.
Mhm, yeah.
Perfect.
Um,
Oh God.
I feel pressure now.
No,
No,
bitch,
no,
my
no.
wig
This is
feels
a safe
pressure. It's
space.
about to come off. I know.
It's like everything is like so matter of fact. So it's like they're like, I just went shopping and then they just carry on it like
Wait.
that. I can't.
Was
I love
Hi,
that he
Melanie,
like is
was that
explaining
you?
it to us how American accents
Megan?
work.
Well, it's different. I don't know.
I love you. I love
Oh my
you.
Love you
God,
too.
that was great. Honestly, I was shook up that you was about to call the manager for like half a second. It was convincing to me. Like, wow. Did you not feel her? Like when you were talking, I felt you grab your purse a little bit tighter. Like it was great.
I mean, I
by
low-key
the end of the
felt
episode?
like, it was like I was told by AppleCare, like one of those.
What about Apple Care?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I was told by Apple Care that I could come and get the part.
And then the best part about it is when she like awkwardly like slams on the stroller
On
and
the
baby's
stroller?
like,
Oh my God.
Hello.
Hello.
This is not what we discussed in the car, Carol. We went over this. No hitting the stroller.
Wait. Phil, do you have a South London accent?
My accent's actually a bit weird. So basically, my mom is from Sierra Leone in West Africa, and she decided to move to England and never properly learn English. So I kind of have an accent. I have like a West African like twang to my accent, but then it's East London. So it's like West Africa
It's East
meets
London.
East
Got
London.
it.
It's a mixture of the two.
Got it. Are you from the ends?
Yes, I'm definitely from there.
Oh, cute.
I'm from.
I still don't know what that is, but I love it.
It's
Okay.
basically like what the ghetto.
Oh, the hood.
Well, kind of, yeah. I mean, it's not so bad. It depends on what I like. I mean,
He's like, it is.
no, because like
Not that
I
bad.
grew I grew up in a really weird area in the sense of it's got like some of the worst social polarization in the city. So where I live is like it's got really bad child poverty, but then like 10 minutes a 10-minute walk is like where the banking district is. So it's like it's really, really messed up. The inequality is really messed up.
I'm getting widow's teas. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
I just love, like, I mean, it's a horrible word, but I love the way you say poverty. Poverty.
That sounds like
Like,
Oliver.
I just love. Okay, yeah.
That's why
Okay,
supremacy
anyway,
at work making you think that the word poverty is something good when it's not. You have to open up your mind,
Right?
my nigga. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, because people be saying stuff and it sounds good, but it's not good.
Because you a king, my man. You a king.
You gotta think deeper and open your third eye.
No, okay. No.
Yes. Because homosexuality is what? A tool of the white man.
No.
That's the white man
Oh,
that's giving
yikes.
this.
Yikes.
You think that the black man is homosexual in Africa? No way. We were kings and queens. All of us.
Even Uncle Jeffrey.
Oh,
Even Uncle Jeffrey. You know what I really want to know is how the
dead. I
economy
love
was
a gay Uncle
sustainable with
Jeffrey.
everyone being kings and queens.
That's actually a
What
very
happened?
fair point.
I just want to know. I just, like, we were all kings and queens. Like, who was doing, like, the menial work? Like, who was, like, I don't know, not menial. Maybe that's the wrong word. But, like, who was, like, cleaning
the
and,
light
like,
skinned people, according
like
to
serving.
them.
Maybe there was, like, different tiers of kingdoms and queendoms.
I
or
reckon
something.
it'd be like because of hierarchy. It'd probably not hierarchy, but patriarchy. It'd probably be like princesses.
What if we owned white people?
Oh, girl, don't get us
something to
pulled
think
from
about.
iTunes. What do you... wow. Okay, disclaimer. The thoughts said on this podcast are not of all of the hosts.
Okay, so I think we all answered the question.
Yep.
So that's gonna wrap up. That's gonna wrap up the Minutes of Color, and that's gonna wrap up the intro, and we'll be back with Minutes of Color. What was I? Oh, yes. Topics, minutes, color. Topics. So damn, where shall I begin? So much shit. Did y'all see that Gillette commercial?
Yes.
I haven't seen
Honestly-
it. I heard about all the backlash about it, but I haven't seen it because I just thought people. So I couldn't be bothered to engage. Plus, I had other pressing matters with the Philadelphia flag.
Oh, yes. We will actually. Yeah, we will have to get into that. Remind me, because I didn't put that down. Let me actually put that down right now. Because I was like, I'm sure Phil will have something that he will want to talk about. Yes. Okay. So the Gillette commercial happened. It's basically a commercial talking about like toxic masculinity. Saying that men should hold each other accountable and interfere when men are harassing women on the street and not be rapists and such. And of course, the right wing was very upset about this because they felt it was an attack on masculinity. Of course, the usual suspects, Candace Owens. I can't remember that other nigga's name, but then there's Pierce Morgan, of course, who always has to open his mouth, which I was really disappointed because I thought he was dying. But
I thought
apparently
that
he's still
disease
alive.
was going to take him.
I was ready for that disease to take him. I like that he just keeps getting bounced back and forth between the UK and the
guys can
US.
have
Like, neither one of us really wants him.
It's like, you going to stay in or out? Like, girl, just pick one so you can die in one country. Like, did you see that thing on Twitter with him where it was
Maybe
like,
Australia can
we
take him
wish him a
next.
speedy
No, we
recovery?
took him already. Give him to Australia. Yeah. I guess there's not really a whole lot to say about that other than it just was kind of funny for me to watch everyone have that meltdown when they were literally just saying, hey, like, let's just
I don't
allow boys
understand.
to be more gentle and let's, like, take care of them and allow them to cry and not be rapists. And I don't know. I didn't see anything that was really objectionable.
And what was so funny
that
about
commercial.
that whole thing was, like, even in the ad they say, like, some men are already doing really great things, but we need more to do that. And people always get so
Like, they coddle the fuck out of
people-
men in this
like, and
commercial.
people get so up in arms about, like, well, not all men are like this, and it was like, well, they explicitly said it, and y'all are still mad. So, like, what is it?
But I don't understand
understand it
the
either.
anger. Like, what are you angry about? Like, what is
That's
it?
just
Wait.
that's the life that they live.
And even so, if the advert says that, and you feel like you don't identify, then
Right.
what does it matter? Or if it does, and you don't want to do what the advert is telling you, then don't do it. Like, why are you losing your shit over nothing?
Because what you don't understand, Phil, is that conservatives here, I mean, and Pierce Morgan, of course, but conservatives here like to just be outraged at like any little thing that suggests that anybody not adhere to like the traditional gender norms. And
it's the same here.
no, yeah, I know. I was just saying, like, but like our people, like Americans, are just like particularly egregious with this, and are extremely reactionary. Well, you know what? Never mind. Y'all have Brexit. I don't know why I'm like acting like that. Y'all have Brexit. I'm like, you don't really know what it's like over here, but y'all got y'all.
Wow. Okay.
Well, damn.
Okay. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying I think you somewhat get it, but I also still think that like Americans are a lot more conservative. Even our conservatives are more conservative than your conservatives. Generally,
yeah,
so
okay.
I think that that's true. That's why, like, because they just like to react to anything. Like, if anybody, like, anything like as simple as saying Happy Holidays is like, oh my God, they're trying to tear down Christmas. Like anything, any little thing that's like inclusive is to them is just like an attack on like their way of life. So that's what it comes down to. And you laugh, but that's literally what we've been doing.
No, I'm laughing because I know that is the truth.
Yes, like they remember the Starbucks
funny.
protest.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where they're like, I went to
Jesus.
Starbucks and put Merry Christmas
What
on the
happened?
cup. That'll show them it's like you're still giving them
After I bought
money.
it.
You just
like
paid
you just
money.
paid $5 for your coffee, girl.
wait.
Like, what is that?
Like,
What did the cup said Happy Holidays and
It said Happy Holidays, and they were upset about it, so they protested by buying coffee from Starbucks and putting Merry Christmas on the cups.
and so
Okay,
and so they would call out Merry Christmas when the drink was ready.
And then they would post, and then they would post about it on Twitter.
Wow.
That's America.
What a moment. A moment.
This is America.
I'll never forget. That was
I will never
most
forget.
not pleasing to me and
Most displeasing to me. in my
displeasing to
career.
me. Wow, I know words. Displeasing.
Girl, you gotta up it. We got a Brit on the show.
I'm sorry.
Yes. You gotta bust out your vocabulary, sis.
That's classist. But
Okay, but you was just being classist in the last segment, so.
but now
what's
it
the tea?
balances out. So what's tea, bitch?
Anyway, unfortunately,
You drag me, I drag you.
sadly, we're moving on. Sadly, Into has shut down.
Okay, this is actually really sad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, I've worked with.
So it's a publication. If you don't know, they're a publication through Grindr. They're LGBTQI publication that like gave voice to a lot of queer journalists and told a lot of queer stories. And
I thought they were doing good work.
They were.
they were,
But
Grindr said that they're pivoting to video. But
Which
I've
apparently-
also been on Twitter, and other people who are in the video departments are saying that they've shut them out too. So.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So I've worked with Into. I literally just worked with them like right before the new year to film like a video, and it's like it's sad because the full thing won't ever come out now. But it's sad because so the rumor is that because of that story or the news about that Into broke kind of about, you know, Grindr CEO and like the comments about his stance on marriage or like queer marriage, that it was kind of like a power play is kind of what's I've seen floating around Twitter, and that it was kind of like a move to say like don't like step too far out of line because like we'll shut you down. And it's sad because, in my opinion, oh my God, not Tinder. Father God. Into was one of the first publications that really, that I saw that really kind of, you know, shoehorned like queer stories and like queer people and like queer staff and like queer people of color too. So, and I've met so many friends and things from there too. So if you do see some of these incredible people on Twitter talking about, you know, if you're hiring, go hire them. I highly recommend them, and they're very competent people, and it's sad to see this happen. And I think that Grindr should really kind of reevaluate what that means, because they were such a valuable resource to so many people. So because you saw it, like you saw Into's things like on the Grindr app, and like what's Like, what was more accessible to so many, you know, queer people, and not only queer people too. Like, think about how many people that are like in the closet too, that can like read things on there from their phones, and like, you know what I mean, like that can see things through the app, and like now that resource is being taken away, like for what, you know, and that's what's sad, because it impacts so many people in so many ways that I don't think people have even like thought about yet. So.
Well, there's this this black trans woman that I follow on Twitter, and she was talking about the fact that this was one of the few publications that paid her what she was worth and gave her the opportunity and the freedom to write what she wanted to write about. And now she's like, I'm jobless now.
And I will say too, like that. See, that's what's so. And the thing is, they were very, very good about checks. Like I have worked with so many people, and I never had an issue with them. They were always professional. They always were very accommodating. Like I didn't have I can't say anything bad, you know. So it's just sad to see that go. And the people there are so passionate about like what they are doing, and I don't think people even I don't fully even understand, but from the projects that I participated in, like I don't think people like with the Kinder campaigns, like I don't think people realize like how much thought and creativity went into that, and how much planning was put into that, and like absorbing the, like when Into was first made, like, you know, one of the first things they have to do is really like parse and go through all these comments and information, you know, that they're getting. And it's formed based off of that. So they really were trying to take a look at like what was happening, and just seeing it develop and grow was, you know.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, no, sorry, Rakeem cut out. You cut out for a second.
Sorry. Okay, well, I'm here.
No, it's okay. I don't have anything else to add to that. Other than that, did you guys have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I didn't really have anything else to add on top of that. Like, I feel like Rakeem really hit all those points home, because there are so few, like, LGBTQIA, like, publications that, like, really, like, that hire people that are queer, that do need, like, a space to kind of, like, you know, just share their voice with people, and to really, like, be able to do the work that they want to do. And it was great that Into was a platform to where they could do that. And it's a shame that we're losing yet like another platform that was doing really great work for queer folk that are in this space. And yeah, it's just a shame to see it go down.
Yeah. So moving forward, did you guys see that tweet, that suicide tweet that Cupcake posted on Twitter?
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, so she posted that a few weeks ago. I think it was like literally right after we finished recording, like last week or the week before. And fortunately she like was hospitalized and she's okay now. But she revealed that she was in an abusive relationship with this guy who stole $10,000 from her, and she's tried to, basically he's been threatening her with violence, and she's tried to seek recourse through the legal system, and they've been failing her, so she put him on blast on Twitter. From what it looks like, she deleted all her tweets, so I can't find the actual information about him, but it looks like he's also in the military, and it's just sad that she had to not only deal with that in silence, but then when she did come forward about it, she really had to come out publicly instead of just being able to go to the police and say like, this is happening to me. Because I don't know, but the point is, I guess, is that it's unfortunate that women in abusive situations are not really helped by police officers and are not believed. It's really difficult to get like restraining orders. It's really difficult to get police to like really take seriously abuse claims. So I don't know, just want to mention that. Let's see what's next.
Yes, sis, hit the note.
Let's talk about Seven Rings.
I was hoping this would come up.
I wasn't.
Thoughts, opinions.
I want to hear what everyone else thinks.
I'm
before I say what I
confused.
think.
I'm so lost I'm lost. Like,
okay,
I'm truly lost. But
I will share. I'll say what's happening, basically.
No, I know what's happening. I know,
but maybe the listeners don't necessarily know everything. So on Monday, was it Monday? Today is Monday. It was like,
It was over the
I
weekend.
don't know. It was some day a couple days ago.
It was Friday.
Friday.
It was Friday, yes. So Friday morning, I wake up and Friday night actually, like it's like midnight or something. I'm like on Twitter and people are like, "Oh my God, 7 Rings." And I knew Ariana was coming out with a new song, but I really, if I can be 100% honest, I was like, I'll listen to it when I listen to it, but I'm not like, oh my God, I have to hear it now, because I think I was expecting more of like Thank You Next and like Sweetener. Mm-hmm. And when I turned that song on and she was like, my skin is gleaming, my smile is beaming, bitch, you like my hair?
Thanks.
Gee, thanks, just bought it. Like, what? Trap queen? You wanna be a nigger? You wanna be a nigger? Black bitch. You black bitch. Yeah, she came out with this song. It's like a trap beat, and she's like, I want it, I bought it. I want it, I bought it. That's basically the chorus. The following day, Princess Nokia, who I've also heard referred to as Duchess Motorola.
Oh my
yes,
God.
that took,
oh my God. Who said that?
I don't. It's like a bunch of people have said it on Twitter. I don't know who the originator was.
Oh my
but
God.
they called her Duchess Motorola.
It's so rude. Duchess Motorola, you know. Shit.
So nasty and so rude.
Just so nasty,
you know what I mean?
So rude. She so Duchess Motorola fixed herself to get on Twitter.com on the Twitter, and she said that she played the song by Ariana, and then she played her song. What was the name of that song? I don't remember the name of the song, but she played the name of her song.
Exactly.
Huh? She played her song, and she was like, "Oh," she was like doing this whole like act. She's like, and she's like putting her pinky in her mouth, and she's like, interesting. Wow. I was just like, girl.
She looked good though.
Girl,
pretty beautiful gown.
She did look good. I will give
Great gowns, beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns, beautiful makeup.
Gowns.
You know.
And she didn't comment. She didn't say anything in the caption. She just added Ariana and posted it on Twitter. So obviously the logical conclusion is that she feels that Ariana bit off of her and that the song sounds like hers. And if we're being real, like the chorus sounds similar, but well, we'll get into that. Now, she's also been accused of stealing 2 Chainz's aesthetic of like a pink house and a pink
the trap house
car or something. Trap house, yeah. And other people have made comparisons to Pretty Boy Swag.
Wait, that was shade.
It's about yeah.
Wait.
But we're still waiting to hear from Julie Andrews, the originator of These Are a Few of My Favorite Things. We don't know if she's feeling a type of way as well about that. But yeah, that's the tea.
Okay, so what do you guys think there?
It's whack.
I love the song. You what?
I love it.
You said it's whack, Rakeem?
I don't like the song. No.
That's not okay.
What? Is that okay?
It's like when Baze said he didn't watch Dragon Ball Z last week.
Opinion.
He
will not stop
First of all,
okay. First of all, Phil will not stop dragging me for this. Like, can I live? Is it okay?
No, girl. Like that's literally like saying I'm trying to think of something that drastic. Like that. Like that's literally like saying you've never had like fried chicken before, girl. Like Dragon Ball Z is like
fried chicken and Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Never would have thought.
There was a point to it, bitch. But okay, when you're being obtuse, because you said I have to bring my vocabulary words today, you missed the point. Anyway,
like you were saying, chicken and Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, so I don't like the song. I mean, it's like I'm tired of that, like that, because to me it was like it sounded like every other kind of slow trap, you know, thing, and like I don't know, like anyone could have done it. The reason
I agree with that.
Like to me there wasn't anything that made it like special, and like the video to me was like awkward. Like Ariana videos to me, okay, here's the thing, like I love her as a person, but artistically I feel like she's kind of lazy. Like like I feel like in all her videos, like she just stands there and like winks at the camera and like touches her ponytail and like.
Well, what else do you want her to do?
I don't know, move, be vibrant. Like the most active I've ever seen her in a music video.
I refuse to watch that video because I hate that song.
I was
like, the video is even worse. And like when she was walking, I was like, wow, I have never seen her move this much in a video ever.
No, okay, you know why? Because you saw when she did that side to side performance with Nicki Minaj and her ass was out of breath.
Yeah, she was out of breath.
She knows. She knows that's not her lane.
But girl, during a video, we don't need to hear you. Like,
I'm mad because they had to follow. Didn't they have to follow like Beyonce or something? Didn't Beyonce perform earlier in that night?
Oh, that's tragic.
I don't remember.
No, that was when they did Britney Spears' Vanguard Award as Beyonce's opening tribute.
Oh, right. That was that. Okay.
Oh man. No, but I just thought the song was kind of basic and like whatever. So to me, like, it didn't really stick out. What was interesting to me was the reaction to it, because it was like, to me, and we've even on this show joked about, oh, Ariana's a black woman, she's a woman of color, she's this, she's this, like, oh my god, like, she's a nigger, like you know.
Oh my god, she's a nigger.
like, but then but it was like the moment the song is that everyone was like, oh girl, like, you're not black, shut the fuck up, you non-black bitch, shut up, you mayonnaise.
You think you're black?
You think you're black, bitch, shut up, you think you're a nigger? Who, this picture is racist, who did, I was like, wait a minute girl, like, it's in your media history on Twitter, like, what? So I was just like confused, like, the points are not wrong, and I will say black women have been saying that, and have saying that, and part of why I've kind of stopped, because like, for the most part, is because a lot of them have been like, okay girl, that's like not funny, but like they've kind of been saying it forever, right? But like, and so that's one thing, but for all like the gay men that were dragging her, I was so confused. I was
really confused because
I was literally like, I thought people were going to, and she probably thought that people were going to live, because I thought that people were going to be like, oh, this black bitch doing this, like, you know, and like, and people were like, they were pissed, and I was like, whoa, what did she do? And when I watched the video, I was like, isn't this what y'all like wanted from her? Like,
right. I was so confused by that.
I was like, I thought you guys wanted her to like I just thought as long as she didn't like, but I don't know. So I was just, I personally don't care either way. I was just really surprised at the amount of people that were like crucifying her. Yeah. It went like the literal week before. It was like, oh yes, like be on roots, bitch. I was like, what? Like, so it was just, it was a lot. That's all.
All right, DJ, what were your thoughts?
My thoughts are very similar to Rakeem's. I will say though, I read a really great article. It's by Brooklyn White that's basically talking about the whole situation, and it's
wait, the name is Brooklyn White or a Brooklyn White?
The person that wrote the article, her name is Brooklyn White.
Okay, just clarifying.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I really thought it was like a white person.
No.
So did I.
That very differently, depending. Okay.
I was like, oh, what are they saying?
Right. I was like,
the headline of the article was it's just like Ariana Grande 7 Ring video appropriates black culture, and we have to talk about it. And it's a really good. It's a pretty quick read, but it kind of goes over like all of the talking points that are coming from black women about it, and those are points that I think we all should really consider. But I'm not going to get into it because it's too long, but I don't want to take up too much airtime talking about it. But I would definitely go look that article out. I'll post it on Twitter.
Well, do you have any like cliff notes, anything that like, stood out to you that you felt like
let me see. This is really bad radio. So if anybody else has any other things to say in the meantime.
Well, I have an opinion, so I will share mine while you're looking at that. So here's what I think, okay, if y'all really want to know. I love the song. I do also agree that it was like, it's like a basic modern song. Like it was guaranteed. It's like a guaranteed hit, right? Because it's coming from her, and it's like a song that like any other artist could have made. Which is also why I was not buying Duchess Motorola's version of it.
Stop!
Oh my god!
I was like, this is a reach. I was like, this is a huge reach, sis. Like, I was like, this is it, because I'm just like, I want it, I bought it, right? Like, that's like 2 lines. Like, to me, it was just like, girl, like, okay, then, like, she stole it from Destiny Child then. because they was talking about being independent women and buying what they wanted. I just thought it was just like a very basic line. I didn't think like, you know, I can imagine if she had said something like profound, you know what I mean, and like Ariana said that exact same thing, then sure.
Right. It's not
but
like it's
I
a
wanted,
Frank
I
Ocean
bought
lyric.
it.
Like,
I want it, I bought it. Like I literally think that every day when I go out the house, when I go in the store, I want it and I buy it. Like that's such a basic line. It's like saying I breathe oxygen. Like yes, of course I do that. So I just was like, I thought it was very like, I thought she should have chilled a little bit on that one.
Did you hear her song was stolen? The song that she was talking about Ariana stole was actually stolen from someone else?
No, I heard that she bit off of Kelly Uchis though.
Oh, see,
I also don't know. Those songs sounded pretty similar too, but I also didn't listen to enough of it to say like, oh, she stole this. But yeah, people were calling her out for biting off of Kelly Uchis. But here's what I do think. Here's what I do feel. I do feel that a black woman was kind of bitten off of. And you want to know who that woman is? Who do you think it is? No guesses? Okay, I'll just tell you then. Okay, it's Beyonce, and here's why.
Wait.
It's Beyonce. No, here's literally why. Okay, so remember her God is a Woman performance? When she's on the table and she's dancing? Like almost replica of Beyonce's Grammy performance when she was pregnant. Her rap flow at the end of Seven Rings, she has like this rap flow that sounds almost exactly like Beyonce's Ape Shit flow at the end when Beyonce raps at the end of Ape Shit. I think she greatly admires Beyonce, and I'm not like at the point where I'm like, oh, this bitch is stealing from Beyonce. Not yet. But what I am saying is that like I think if she was influenced by anybody, I think it's Beyonce. And I'm not just saying that as a stan. It just like when I heard that rap part, I was like, this sounds so familiar. And I went back and I listened to Ape Shit. And it even kind of sounds like her, what was that Top song? That song she did with DJ Khaled and Jay-Z?
Top Off.
It almost,
an
Top
iconic
Off. Yeah, it
word.
almost kind of sounds like that one too. So not enough for me to be like, she's biting off of her. But like, I was like, if she's biting off of anybody, it's Beyonce. But I wouldn't even go that far yet. I will say I think she's a little comfortable. You know, a lot of people have been calling her black. Patti LaBelle called her black to her face. I've been calling her black, and it's funny. But it is. It's just funny. But problematic, maybe, but it's also funny. But I think she's a little comfortable in that. I think she is getting a little comfortable. I don't feel like she's at a point where I'm like, sis. But she's teetering that line.
Hours. That's word. When I tell you,
teetering.
I got nervous. I thought you was about to talk to me
I was like,
about something with that. Sis. Wait.
I think she's on a precipice, and she can go in two very different directions. And I think if she goes a certain way, it could be not cute. It could be not very cute. But I also don't think she's quite at that point yet. I think there's other things to talk about, like with her, like the darkening of the skin is something that maybe, you know, people can have conversations about. I'm also not Latino though, so I don't feel like that's like necessarily my space to have that conversation. But that's something that sometimes gives me a little pause. But I also don't know if it's like my place to say anything.
Wait, has she been doing that?
I mean, her skin's definitely much darker than it was when she first came out. But like the fake hair thing, because like Princess Nokia was like, I wrote this song about black women's hair, and I was like, okay, sis, that doesn't make your point any stronger. Like that's great, I'm glad you did that, but you're not gonna use that to like make this like it doesn't make your case any stronger.
That is not what I thought you was gonna say.
And also Ariana has been. But also, like, I feel like she was trying to, like, imply that Ariana saying that she has fake hair and she bought it is, like, a black thing. Because I've heard people saying that. And I'm just like, this bitch has been wearing fake hair since she came out. They fucked up her hair at Disney. Everyone knows that. That's why it's in a ponytail.
Nickelodeon.
Shook, and that's why.
She ain't got no hair. She a chicken head. And we all know that. So that's that on that. That's my opinion.
And honestly, like babe, all the points that you made were kind of like the point, like kind of like the key points that they were talking about in the article that I was reading. One thing that they did say, they pointed out that that she works with two songwriters, Victoria Monet and Taylor Parks, and they're both like super talented black songwriters. So they mentioned that, but they also mentioned like the fact that she's kind of been co-signed by like other black artists. So I think to your point about her being comfortable, I think that's that's part of it, because she has people around her that have co-signed her on this, and she works with people of color, which is a good thing, so that she's working with Black women and highlighting them. But I do think like she's getting I do think it's like you're about to be on that precipice where it's like you are like tap dancing on that line real close. So you just have to be really careful with what you do
Just
next.
careful, that's all.
Because that's it.
all.
Just like we have our eyes on you is pretty much what I gathered from the whole discourse around it.
History has its eyes on you. And I'm not gonna waste my shot. And I'm not gonna waste my shot. It is Alexander Hamilton. Hamilton, just you wait. Sorry, I don't like Broadway like that, but that's like my one Broadway thing.
I don't know what that is. I've seen Hereditary, and you are not summoning payment into this podcast.
That was Hamilton, bitch. You uncultured swine. You low class bitch.
Wait a
It's on
minute.
Broadway, darling. Go see it.
Remember how the first thing he accused me of was classism? Because often when don't throw stones from glass houses, you just called me a low class bitch.
You broke bitch. Smells like poverty.
Wow.
Need to hang up the phone.
Okay, he's Blue Ivy to the bullshit, but anyway.
There's poor people around. Hide your money.
Okay, wow. Okay, wait, this is probably really bad, but during a certain holiday, like, we had a certain family member that came over, and, like, when that person came over, I got, like, 3 texts that were like, Rakeem, watch our purse. And I was just like,
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. If they steal, they steal.
I mean,
It doesn't matter if they're family. Like, that's just what you gotta do.
it's not funny, but I, like, cracked up because literally it was like, ding, 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 at, like, the same time, like, word for word, watch my purse. And
You know what's more problematic than holding your purse and getting robbed? Bitch. Listen, sometimes I be walking past niggas on the sidewalk too and be holding my purse. I'm like, listen, you're not gonna catch me. Listen.
the hee-haw huntress jumped out.
Out. She gotta do what she gotta do. She trying to keep her coins. Sorry.
I ask myself that every day.
Literally every day.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So, okay, moving on. Future has fixed himself to
Who?
comment on Sierra Future, the rapper. He says on Russell, what's his name? Russell Wilson. He not being a man in that position. He not telling her, chill out with that on the internet. Don't even talk to him. I'm your husband. You better not even bring Future's name up. If that was me, she couldn't even bring his name up. She know that. She couldn't even bring her ex's names up. He basically saying that Sierra has been running Russell Wilson and that he's not a real man. Apparently a real man is someone who has multiple children with multiple women and doesn't take care of them and isn't around them. Apparently that's what a real man is.
Well,
That's what I thought was funny. And all the little nignogs on Twitter were getting up to
Nignogs.
Nick Richards. The nignogs and the dust mites were coming from under the carpets and out of the walls to talk about how Russell Wilson ain't a real man and Future is a real man because they all identified with his fuckboy ass.
Actually, I saw a really good tweet on this.
Go ahead.
So it's from I think her name is Stephanie, but it's at FLOTUK. So the first tweet is look at how Russ is deemed a pussy and has his masculinity mocked. A responsible father who treats his wife well, strong athlete, and yet Future is seen as more macho. This is what I mean when I say masculinity is more to do about the subjugation of women than anything else. And then the next tweet is a wealthy athlete who treats his family well and provides for them can have his masculinity undermined on the basis that he treats his wife well. So then what is masculinity of being good to women can undermine it?
Ain't that a word?
damn, that was all in 2 tweets?
Wait, also,
Yep.
while we at it, well, sorry, we'll finish this topic real quick, but yeah, it's just interesting. Like, this man, like, notoriously mistreats women. He cheated on Sierra, which is why they aren't together anymore. He's not, like, from all accounts, like, everything I've ever read, he's, like, not super into his kids and taking care of his children. Like, financially, sure, but I mean, like, being present. He had a quote.
Good love.
Right? He had a
Enjoy.
quote, something about his, like, kids, like, not seeing, that his kids have to understand that he don't have time for them or something like that.
Wow.
And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I remember that.
Let me look this up.
Please find it.
He literally said something like, "Oh, like they just gonna have to learn that me being their father means I'm just not going."
Wow.
He's
What kind of no?
That's almost
come
worse
on,
than
man.
Madonna calling
he
her
said,
son
my,
a nigga.
and,
Like,
and I
what?
quote, "My kids got to understand they got to make a sacrifice having a superstar dad."
Sweetie, no.
No, that's terrible.
Okay, here's the thing. Maybe your partner
That
could
is-
make that sacrifice if you didn't have children, and that's a conversation that you communicated. Your children, on the other hand, do not have that choice because they did not
No.
ask to be born to a fuck nigga like you. Because if they did, I guarantee you, they wouldn't have chose you. And honestly, you might even be doing them a favor, but for their mental health, which you're clearly messing up. So I hope you have some kind of trust fund at least set up for them, and not something invested in like lean or whatever. But anyway, I digress. The point is that nigga, they did not decide to be birthed by you. You made that decision. So that means you have to make sacrifices for them that involve you physically being
Preach.
in their presence. If that's too much for you, don't have children.
Well, it is too much for him, and he got 6 by 6 different women. So
Period.
yeah. Yeah. So basically, fuck Future. Sierra is like the ultimate like glowing up, like glow up story. Like for her to go from like Future to like a man who loves her, who's paid, who's fine.
Who's a bottom? Like it's she is
You say he's a bottom?
amazing.
I do feel like he is a bottom.
like
I feel like she's the dom top in that relationship.
she has a great relationship. There's no gender roles. There's no
See,
judgment.
I feel like Teyana Taylor and her man Iman are verse. They both.
Oh,
verse.
absolutely.
They take
Teyana
turns.
Taylor is absolutely verse.
Speaking of which, there's
I thought
rumors
she was a
that
top.
Iman Schubert, is that his name? Schubert, got a girl pregnant during one of their threesomes.
Okay, she debunked that.
But she came out, she came out and debunked that on Twitter today. But yeah, all I want to know is when can I get flued out, because I want to get topped by both.
I'm scared, honestly. Like I feel like I'm too
Tiana
out of
would
shape
fuck
for
your
the sex
life
they be
up. I'm sure she'd hit your prostate with every stroke. I know it.
I feel like I feel like I would literally have to go to the hospital. Like it would be
She'd be like, get the strap.
like they'd be like fucking on like a jungle. Like I feel like how people have like a sex dungeon, they have like a sex gym, and it's like all like this like weird like workout equipment with like pegs on it and stuff, and you like doing like in order to do like the chest press you have to like sit on a dildo instead of like a thing, and like Teyana like jumps on top of you at the same time, and then like I don't know, I feel like it's something like, and that's
my
like
God.
the foreplay. Like I feel like after you come like 7 times, then they're like, okay nigga, like are you ready? You're like, what? Like
All I know is I'm not into fisting, but Iman Schubert could wear me like a glove.
oh my
And that's that on day.
I didn't come to play with you hoes. I came
Be a glove, bitch. Okay. Going back to the Seven Rings thing real quick. Did you want to say anything else, Phil, about that? Because you didn't get to talk.
I'm not like, I can't lie, I do love the song, like because it's so catchy. I think when it came out on Friday, I tweeted, I don't really like that new Ariana Grande song, but I fucking love that new Ariana Grande song. And it's like, it is, I agree, it's kind of like any other song that's out there, but it's so damn catchy. As for the video, there's a lot of like Easter eggs in there actually.
okay.
So like I wanted to look it up because I was thinking, why is she going in this direction like all of a sudden? You know, she did Sweetener, and then she did Thank You Next, then she did Imagine, and now she's doing this, and it's just like you said earlier, it was just like she's not at that point where it's like, sis.
Yeah.
But she's I think if she continues in this like style of music, she'll be going down that road. But I personally think this song is a one-off, and I really like, I don't know, I was really like interested into to wonder like why she would want to do it. So I looked into the lyrics, and I looked into like the Easter eggs, and I looked into the stuff in the music video, and a lot of it started to make sense, because I think the people that don't like it, what they don't like about this particular song, on part, like, not just for like how she's going about it and how she's kind of mimicking our culture and stuff like that. But it's about the fact that it just doesn't seem genuine from her.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like, I don't know, it just kind of came from nowhere. There was no like build up to it. Like, do you remember when Miley Cyrus
how can I forget?
Yeah. There was like there was a gradual build up to it. Whereas like with this song, it's like, you're gonna go from thank you next to this. It's just really sudden, but then she has spoken in the past about wanting to be like a rapper.
Please speak out.
No, but she's talked about like, wanting to be a rapper, and then the lyrics are about she actually went to Tiffany's and she got really like drunk on champagne with her friends. So like this, I said like a biographical story of what actually happened that day. And then people a couple of the songwriters that you mentioned were there on the day, and they all got drunk together and they made a song out of it. So I get it. The music video is a bit much though. I don't know. I just feel like you said as well, she could have done something better with it. She could have said some powerful stuff and had it that could have flipped it on its head, as in doing a trap song but then having deep lyrics in it, because she's always really good with lyrics.
Trends with a lot of that too, with songs that like Beyonce does this a lot, is the song on its own is like a bop, but then when it's paired with the visual, like Formation, for example. Like Formation is like black, obviously, like because the word Negro's in it, but like it's so much more powerful when you see it kind of like with the visual. And then even like Ape Shit's a great example. Song about literal capitalism, but like the video in the Louvre, like context, like makes the context of the song so much different. And even like listening to it in the album, is so much more is like such a different experience than when you're watching it with the visual. So I fully agree, Phil, on that. Like she could have done something, and I actually wish more artists would like take advantage of that too, of like the visual aspect like of their art too, because you could say like a lot for like a little, with a little.
That is true. But I think she just wanted to kind of be like a rapper for the day, and she just went with that, and she didn't. There was not like. I think aesthetically, the video is cool if you overlook the bullshit, but it just like it doesn't go past that. It's like, I just feel like just how she's kind of developed over the last 2-3 years, she could have done so much more. Even if she wanted to do that style, she could have done so much more.
That's real.
And I think also too, that's actually part of the reason why people were upset, is because it's like you're doing this for a day. Like, because I read a comment that was like because it doesn't feel genuine, and it feels like it's just you're doing this as like a, I'm just gonna do this for a video concept and then go. But I don't know. It's complicated. But so I see like both sides of the argument, and I don't think like either side is like inherently wrong. And I don't know, I find myself feeling like that with a lot more issues lately, and it's kind of like weird in that I feel like a lot of times a lot of the issues that we're talking about, like other than like R. Kelly, are like super gray. And like I don't know if it's just me getting older, but that kind of scares me a little bit. Like,
yeah, it's a bit weird how everything is like, it's like everyone's become very aware of where the gray area is, and where they can be offensive but not too offensive, so it's like in this like they do it to the point where it's acceptable, but it's weird how that's the thing.
Like it's so odd. Thank you, you just worded what I was trying to say for like the last like few months. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Okay. So, should we no, well, that's neither one of these is really like great. Okay, I'll just do one last light topic, and then we'll talk about all the shenanigans you got into these past few days, Phil. Chloe and Howie are supposed to be performing at the Super Bowl, and a lot of people had a fit about that. And I'm curious to know what y'all thought.
Who got mad?
A lot of people.
Are you dumb? Like, okay, like,
well, the argument that I've seen is that they're that it's odd for, say, Jay-Z and Beyonce to be like, we don't need the Super Bowl, we don't need to perform there, and we're not going to because X, Y, and Z. And then I guess there was like a story about Jay-Z trying to talk Travis Scott out of performing. And so there's like, people are just talking about a hypocrisy that they feel like they're seeing.
Okay, so I felt that's what people would be upset about. Okay, so a few things. One, Beyonce and Jay-Z don't need the Super Bowl. Their roster of artists. Okay, here's the thing. The Super Bowl will give those girls, and they're singing America the Beautiful. Like, I think people understand that those girls, like, will be put on a stage. And, okay, this is Beyonce's. Do you not think that they are going to go up there and be wearing some kind of black something or doing something? Those, like, okay, I actually am, like, terrified for them. Because if they go up there and they do something that's, like, blackity, black, 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 like, they're going to get ripped to shreds on a national level. That terrifies me because those girls are like, I was going to say, like, my children, and that's odd. They're like my little music sisters or something. Like, I want to protect them at all costs. However, if they go on there and they slay and then get put on a national level where they're able to then further their platform, people are going to call them sellouts and not get the bigger point. Like, and also, these girls started from YouTube doing Beyonce covers and got noticed by Beyonce herself and got asked to do the Super Bowl. Like, how? Like, what do you think they're going to say? Yeah, you could. I think there's ways that I think people have to really kind of think of like the context and the and of what they're talking about, because maybe just because I follow them on Twitter, they're very vocal about issues, and they're on a show that talks about intersectionality and all this kind of stuff. I don't watch a lot of it, and I know that there's things about people being light skinned and all that stuff, but like. They use their platform in a good way, and I think that they're going to use this to actually bring a message that I feel is going to be straight from Beyonce 101 school of how to play the media. I listen, if there's one person if there's one company I trust to not mess up a big opportunity like that, it's Parkwood. So I would wait to be mad until after you see what they do. If you're mad that you have to turn into the NFL to watch it, then girl, I get it. But wait to see what they do.
That's what I'm mad about, because I will definitely be watching. Well, or I think I'll actually just wait for the clips, because that's what I do. I don't watch any of that shit. I don't watch award shows. I just wait for the clips to come on Twitter.
And that's fine too. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like you have to be nuanced.
But what do you think they're gonna do?
They're singing in America. Oh, you're asking him like what act do you think they're gonna do?
Yeah, because they only have the one song, so they either do something big before they perform it or just after. If they do anything,
I think it could be something in the outfits they're wearing. They could kneel during their performance. They could sit during their performance.
Shit!
I mean, there's tons of stuff they can do. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't doubt that. Like, okay, if we're having this discussion now, I know they've had this discussion. So I feel like that something will be happening. I don't know what, but we'll see.
I hope so.
I don't know. I could be wrong too, and then I'll eat my words and apologize. So we'll see.
I hope they do something.
They do something too. So I will definitely tune in for that and then go back about my business.
And not like Lady Gaga, liberty and justice for all, doing something, but like doing something. So we'll see.
All right, Phil. So you've been getting into some shit these past couple of days. What's the tea, sis?
Well, basically, Manchester Pride here in the UK, they adopted the Philadelphia Pride flag, the one from 2017,
and the black,
the brown and the black stripes, and white gay men lost their shit, like completely, basically. But like, I didn't think anything of it initially, so I saw it on Instagram, and I saw the comments, and I was like, "Ha! Look at these white gays just losing their shit." So I posted it to my story, just thinking nothing is gonna happen from this. And then a few of them wanted to DM me and tell me their opinions of it, and I was like, I really don't care. Like, the flag is there. There's nothing you can do. Why are you trying to argue with me? Like, I'm not trying to argue with you. So there was one person that I saw, he put an eye roll emoji on the comments, so I instantly unfollowed him. I didn't think anything of that. And then there was another guy that I've been following since I think 2011, and I had to block him. Like, he ended up basically harassing me and saying about how everything has changed now, and I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of this, and we should just get on with it, and just talking all this shit. And I was like, I'm not having this conversation, so I blocked him. And then I made the mistake of contributing to an article about it, and the guy that wrote it, he did this really good piece on me and my friend when we were talking about kinda grinder, and he did it in the way where we spoke about our experiences, and then I don't know, we just talked about why it would be a good idea. So I just assumed that he would do that with the flag. And basically what he did was, he works for I know the organization itself is very white. He's a white journalist, and the readership is mostly white. So what he's decided to do as an ally is now do a for and against type of argument. How I've said I'm here for the flag, but then other people are not here for the flag, which then opened a whole onslaught of people literally tracking me down on Twitter and Facebook, talking shit. I mean, there wasn't that many, but it's just like people went out of their way to come and find me. So I had to tell them about themselves, which I enjoyed. But then, like, when I showed certain people, when I showed certain friends, then, So, I'd been going back and forth with people for a few days, and then I posted this meme, and it had a white guy with a speakerphone, and in the top it said, white gays complaining about the flag. And then underneath it had like a tumbleweed, and it said white gays dismantling systemic racism within the gay community. Oh. So someone got triggered, like really bad. And then he tried to tell me to basically, he's essentially saying you shouldn't, he didn't say in these words, but he was basically trying to tell me to be quiet. And he was coming under the guise of, you might have poor mental health and blah, blah, blah. Are you my therapist? Yeah, and I was like, I'm fine. Yeah, you know what I mean? I was like, I got therapy today, I'm good. Like, why should I stop? Like, and then he was telling me, you should think about how you're interacting with these people. And I'm like, they're attacking me for me telling my lived experience. So I have to then watch what I say to them. I don't think so. And then we were going back and forth. And then he was talking about peace and love and how I'm coming across. And because he was saying stuff like, what about people that... that look up to you and all of this stuff. And I was just like, what are you trying to do? Like, so I had an answer for everything he said. And then at one point he goes, you're attacking me. And I was like, you've responded to me. I've responded back, but I'm attacking you somehow. Yeah, you're the one that can't let this go. So I don't know what's happening here. And then I showed another friend, and then he was reading it back, and then he was trying to say, you have to watch out how you're coming across, because you might come across angry. And I was just like, where's this anger, this attacking thing coming from? People are attacking me.
You're being black and you're defending yourself.
I know, but the thing is, like, I'm 6'5" and I'm black, so automatically I'm a threat. So I've known this since I was about, I think when I was around like 14, I was about 6'2". So I've always intimidated people, but I couldn't be any further away from the stereotype that people are always trying to enforce on me. So when people are trying to tell me I'm this angry black man, which I'm not, it just pissed me off. Like, I was just thinking, what the fuck?
It's jarring. But it was just all of that. Like if you guys meet Phil, he's like the sweetest like person, very reserved, and so it's just kind of like funny that people would, like, I mean, it's not funny because it's what they do, but that they would still try to make you out to be this other person that you're not.
Exactly. And it just pissed me off, because it's like, what are you doing for the community? How are you trying to dismantle systemic racism in the gay community alone, let alone society? What are you doing? Why am I being the one that's and why am I the one that's getting attacked for all this shit? And I just felt like really thrown under the bus by the article. I might even send it to you guys after, but it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous how it came across, and it was just because he put it in front of so many white people. It just put me under fire for
what he was doing. And this is something that, I mean, I meant to talk about this earlier, but Shaun King is actually under fire right now because we can go into the details of it at a different time, but essentially he's using his platform to drag black women in the community, the activist community, and he's posting their ads. Like, one woman, basically there's a question around where money is going because people donated money for to find out about someone who killed this 7-year-old girl, Jasmine. What's her name? Jasmine Barnes in Houston. A 7-year-old girl was killed last month, and he put money up, and then he fingered the wrong guy. He fingered a white guy, but I guess it was 2 black guys that killed her, and it was an accident. But he fingered a white guy, and then was wrong about that, and didn't ever acknowledge it. But then he said that the person who gave in the actual tip that was successful got the money privately, but people were asking questions because he's had a history of not being forthcoming with where money is going, and there's still a lot of questions about where a lot of money that he's had access has been going to, because he's been a lot of charities, and of course he used to be a mega church pastor, which is not surprising at all. But it's basically he is using the system to attack these black women activists who he feels have come after him and sullied his good name. And it's just interesting because this tied to that, because it was someone seeing someone who's less powerful than them, they are in a less powerful position, and then using public pressure to silence them, basically. And that's what that guy is basically doing. He wants you to shut the fuck up, and that was his way of doing it. And he tried to do it very passively, I just think that, mentally I just care about you, and da-da-da. He was gaslighting you and doing a bunch of other tactics.
Yeah, and then there was much more. He went into how it's just a symbol and how it's not going to do anything, and I was just I can't with you. I really can't. And this is the same person that only learned what racial fetishism was in December 2017. And he wouldn't have learned this if I didn't write an article about it. So,
because you're only there to teach him, and you're not there to make him feel bad about himself. That's your job, is to do emotional labor for him. See, that's so ugly, and he would have definitely gotten cussed out. I would have cussed him out. I would have posted it on. I know you. I saw what was happening, and you were still pretty calm about it, Phil. I know what I would have did. I would have doxed his ass, everything. He would have got it. He would have got this work. He would have got this work. I would have had the FBI. What is that called? We have the FBI at the house.
Swatting. Don't.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I would do that, but I'm just kidding. But honestly, he would have got the work. Honestly, he would have got all of it. For you to be doing all that.
No, because I don't want to prove him right.
I would prove him right.
Because he said something along the lines of, if you keep responding to them, then they're gonna keep thinking they're right, or some shit like that. And I was just huh? Right. So if I was to be angry, then he would win as, look, you're attacking me, or you're being this angry person. So I deliberately wasn't rising up to it. I just was responding to everything that he was saying eloquently as well.
Smart, but I absolutely
I love
be
to
that
prove
person.
People right.
You get all this anger, all this niggerosity, all this this ghetto.
Tell me, where we gonna meet? All we flew out.
Yeah, let's get ghetto, girl.
All expenses is paid for.
I'm gonna teach you. All expenses is paid for. Yeah, but
the top 20 niggas, the top 20 niggas will get flued out. All expenses is paid for.
I'm sorry that happened to you. It's what they do, though. It's what they do.
Ooh, respectability politics.
Yeah, but I basically need to.
What'd you say, Phil?
I need to stop reacting to the bullshit. Really, I mean, the people are tracking me down. Oh, the guy that tracked me down on Facebook, he tried to call me racist and a bigot. Then he was trying to use Harvey. He said I'm divisive, and that he tried to use Harvey milk against me. And then I told him about himself, and then he didn't have anything to say. He demanded a response within 2 hours. I didn't even see it, so I was on my phone. I hate Facebook. So and then it was Tommy has messaged you. I was like, who the fuck is Tommy? and I opened it and it to some bullshit. Then I told him about himself, but I realize now that I need to stop not attacking, but I need to stop responding to these people that are not even trying to get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's different if people are trying to ask questions and figure it out. And I'm just, I'm wasting a lot of energy and I'm draining myself. And I was exhausted this weekend as a result. But it's been like a week of that. And I don't know, just people in general. Like, just me posting it on Instagram triggered so many people. And it's like I think everyone on my Instagram forgot I was black.
Girl.
And then when I started speaking up,
What
then
does
it was
that
just
say?
like, oh shit. And it's like, yeah, exactly. And I was like, I'm a social activist.
Well,
like, what do you think I'm just gonna stand by? Why you lot talking shit? You're losing your shit over this flag when you're
I
doing
wouldn't
fuck
know what
all
it
for the
says because
community.
Phil's Instagram is very black, and he's always talking about getting access to things to the black community.
I think that it shows that people don't pay attention.
Yeah.
They just look.
Yeah.
I think it shows that they. Oh, I didn't mean it as shade. I think it means that like people don't pay attention. Like they, like they don't actually care about the content sometimes, and they just and it's like mob mentality.
Yeah.
And it's like people are really. That was my whole point with Ariana earlier. Is that like even invalid criticism, people like don't care to actually educate themselves on what they're talking about, or like or they don't care to like do the work themselves, because a lot of that stuff could have been solved with a quick Google. Like at this point my advice is send them your, like, every time you answer questions, send a Cash App or something like that, because it's like
Pay me for my time.
Like, or like, this is not Formspring. Like, I'm not like, or wow, the 2009 jumped out. I'm so sorry. Wow, I forgot about. I don't know.
2011
Wow.
jumped out.
Wow. Wow. I have to delete that because. Anyway. Yeah. I'm done. And I'm sorry that happened to you too.
I just feel like that comes out of like the playbook for when like any like marginalized person like speaks upon their own experience, and then all of a sudden all of like the white people in your like periphery like are come down on you in those moments. And then because all those things that you were saying, Phil, I have been called all of those things the same like as well. It's been like, oh, you're being divisive, just saying like, hey, like black kids are dying, and like you're being divisive and all that other shit. Like, it happens all the time. It's like, it's gaslighting 101. It's horrible, and I'm sorry that you had to experience that.
Thank you. It's okay. I think it. To be honest, it's been a real eye opener. It's just made me see certain people in certain ways, and it's made me realize how I should handle myself in certain situations. I don't have to react to everything, particularly if people are literally googling me and trying to find my Facebook to tell me I'm a racist. Like, I mean, come on. But the guy on my Instagram, he said something along the lines of, "Oh, you should concentrate on things that," and I quote something along the lines of, "Concentrate on things that everyone cares about, like, mental health and sexual health and stuff like that." And I was just like, why should I? Why should I have to take your advice? Why do I have to do what you're telling me to? And it just became about the entitlement of I must listen to him as well. Oy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I mean, white people have done that to all of us. All of us had that experience of being told that we're aggressive when we just hold our own. They don't. It's so funny how like white people see like black people defending themselves as an act of violence. Like we're supposed to just let them run over us.
Yeah, but what I think it is, it's just like it's a subconscious fear of us being considered equal to them. It's not above them. It's just like as soon as we do anything that can put us on close to their level or can highlight any issues that we have in the community or have in general, then they subconscious, they don't realize it, but they're like, oh no, I can't have this can't be happening. They need to be below us, or they need to be lower than us. And they don't realize that, and it's so deeply rooted into their subconscious. It's mad.
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to be it for the Minutes of Color. We will be back with the Dix Gas. Yeah. And welcome back to the Deeks Gas. Just over here discoursing with me and my niggas. My nigga, my
Bass.
nigga. My nigga, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga.
I gotta go.
Yeah, so if you couldn't guess, we're all niggas. And today, we're gonna be talking about Phil's work. What she's doing a lot of great work with helping queer black folks. I mean, I think it would be better said in your words, but you do a lot of work with sexual health and gay black men. And then I think we can go into a little bit about our shared experiences across the diaspora,
Okay, sure.
And just regionally, you know, because I'm New York, you in London, Rakeem's in LA, DJ's in the Bay, you know, we all over the place. So, yeah. So yes, tell us a little bit about what you do and why you're on the BBC and I'm not.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. I was like, you know, I was mentally preparing like my intro or what I was gonna say, and then that's just completely thrown me, like completely. Like I'm just,
Okay, let's go back. Let's rewind. Okay, first, dick or cock?
Dick.
We had this discussion already, but I need a refresher. Really? Oh my god, I forgot. I felt like I
No, but,
said
like,
that. You're like
I don't mind cock,
doesn't like it.
but like no. See, a lot of people. No,
It's so aggressive.
Actually, he hates cock.
that's always what people say. I mean, like in the sense of, like, I prefer dick over cock. I hope my housemates aren't hearing this, but like, I prefer dick over cock, but I don't mind cock, if that makes sense.
I don't mind cock. I like that.
Yeah, and me and Ricky were just like, ooh, y'all keep saying it.
Okay.
like we get it.
Good to know. Because I had
God. Oh,
because
man,
we were all
what a
at
word.
Dalston
Dalston
Superstore,
Superstore,
is that what
yeah.
it's called? Yeah, and we were all there and we were all hanging out, and everybody else was like, cock. It's all about cock. And they were telling me, like, you know, you can't say the dicky tick, it's the cocky tick.
The what?
Right? That's how they were saying. They were saying
Excuse me?
the cocky tick or something like that, like with the patois or whatever. Listen, I'm American, I'm Nigerian, but I'm all the way on the West Coast. I don't know nothing about
I don't know
patois.
what you're talking about. I don't know if I went to the toilet or something.
You don't know what that means? Okay, I need a West Indian.
You do,
on the fucking
actually.
show. Yeah.
I mean, that's
he's
tea
African,
actually,
so he
because
don't
no
know.
one else.
But I thought maybe you would know.
I've never heard that in my life.
I
I must
never
have
heard that?
been
They
ordering
were
a drink
listening
or
at the
something, because
table.
I missed all of that
no,
conversation.
you know, I think you had left.
Must be nice.
He's British, so he's proper.
Oh yeah, because that was a Thursday, wasn't it? I had to leave to go to therapy. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah. I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to put you on blast. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Wow, what a
open about it. I always
responsible
tweet
thing,
about
like-
it and post it on my Instagram and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've managed to get like
Yeah.
I think around 4 or 5 people into therapy just by using my social media talking about it.
Oh. Come on, influence.
Oh yeah, I didn't actually introduce what I do.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
Tea.
I can't really mention my actual job, but I work in HIV prevention and treatment.
Thank God Jonathan on the episode then, because you would have been exposed.
But so my project at the
Sorry,
moment
sorry.
is like doing workshops and doing outreach and like getting research on how queer men of color interact with sexual health services and how we can benefit them and stuff like that. But then outside of that, I'm a social activist. I'm a very strong advocate for PrEP, and I'm a writer. So I write a lot about my experiences as a queer Black African man in London, like and my social activism is around kind of, a lot of it has to do with honest visibility and representation. A lot of it is prep advocacy and trying to get it here in the UK, which is quite, in a way, it's a bit separate from my job. And yeah, I do all sorts, I guess. I mean, I don't necessarily do anything on mental health, but then I always talk about it so that other people can maybe see someone about their mental health. Oh, I also do campaigns, and I appear in campaigns as well.
Yeah, I was in the club in London with my friend, and it would pop up on. They had like this like screen, and like it would be like different ads, and who should pop up but Phil?
There was also I did on Emanike's album cover as well.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
He's the arms around Emanike.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Wait, why was the face cut out?
Yeah. That was his vision.
You can see his lips though. You get the bottom half.
That's how
I know. I'm just being messy. I'm kidding. It's a great cover. I'm actually going to go see him in concert.
You seem really disappointed.
No.
So he had to cut off half of his face.
Yeah, he was like, "Fuck that nigga," but the shoot was already done, so he was like, "This is the crop." But
I think he's touring the US soon, isn't he?
yeah, I'm actually going.
I think from next month.
And he's gonna be in Los Angeles at the end of February, so I'm really excited to go see him and see the music
Sweet.
live. So yeah,
It's gonna be cute.
I think he's releasing a video for. I think he spoke about releasing a video for Girlfriend as well.
ooh.
Okay, bitch.
Yeah, and it's gonna be
get some
so.
visuals.
Here's the thing: his visuals are always great. Like the tongue video is like one of the best videos I've ever seen. Like it's phenomenal.
I think he co-directed that one.
Of course. So the lighting, I need that. I've like whatever the lighting setup was to that video is gorgeous. Like I like geek out over that stuff. Oh, also, if you remember
So
the lighting
good.
from the album shoot, girl, shoot a nigga a DM because that was also. I'm kidding. Don't. Also, not kidding.
I can get you the photographer's Instagram.
Yeah, I'm kidding. That's Cat. Yeah,
That
that's
helps. Okay. You're gonna edit that out.
Okay. So yes. So tell us a little bit more, because I know you wrote about. I read your article about like being gay and black and like not really feeling like you knew that you could be.
Yeah. So a lot of that stemmed from, I think, my upbringing. So my mom takes like this whole, I don't know if you guys can relate, but like this whole, you know how a lot of black women care a lot about what people think about them or their children or what's going on, and my mom takes that to the next level, to the point where her children are less important than her reputation or how she appears to people. So I was born into that, and I grew up kind of thinking I can't ever let my family down. I can't ever like bring shame on the family. I can't ever do anything wrong. And not that I was the perfect child. I mean, I wasn't, but I was a certain level of perfect in front of my mom's friends. And then I think that kind of hindered me coming out for a long time. On top of, I guess, I went to an all-boys Catholic school in East London where all of my friends were mostly straight guys, straight black guys as well. So that had a hindrance too. But I think a lot of it came from not wanting to let my mum down, because her reputation was so important to her. But like, because that was instilled on me since I was like born, basically, I couldn't ever let her down, or I always felt like I never could. I didn't come out until I was 23 going on 24. I think I didn't even start having sex until I was like 22.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. But I mean, I don't know, it's just weird how I went from, not like I was very in the closet and not talking to anyone about anything, to like I'm practically on billboards and on album covers, and I'm on TV and on the radio. And
how does that feel? Do you feel like exposed? Does that feel freeing? Do you feel liberated? Like, how does that, like, is that something that you're used to? Is it still something that you get, like, how does that feel for you?
It's not so bad, because it's not like I'm not overwhelmed with people. Like, I mean, it's not like, I think a lot of people still don't know who I am. A lot of people do, but a lot of people still don't know who I am. So it's not like it's gotten to that point where it's like, oh shit, I'm on like huge celebrity status. But one thing that happened is I won an award, and I learned that I'm not used to praise. So when I won the award, it was really weird, because like I was there with some celebrities. MNEK was there. There were some other people that we all won awards, and when I got to the stage, like, it's on my Instagram, but like the crowd just lost it.
Wow.
Like, they absolutely lost their shit. I got on the stage and everyone was just cheering so loudly. Wow. And then when I got to the podium, like everyone, like the whole room like got shushed. So everyone was all like shh, because they really wanted to hear what I had to say. Yeah. And then like that just threw me. And then I did a little speech. And when I came off, the whole room was just kind of coming up to me saying, you know, congratulations on your award, and want to take pictures with me, and like because we got like a portrait done of us, and that was when I found it overwhelming. Like, it was so intense, and I think I'm not used to consistent praise like that. That like I had to leave for a bit, and I was like, I just went and cried. Wow. And I cried because I was so happy. Like, I just felt like, look of where I've come from to where I am now, and how I'm helping so many people, and I'm just so happy.
Wow, that's beautiful.
We stand a humble legend.
Yes. You deserve, honestly and truly.
Thank you.
So my question is, how did you? Oh, I have a couple questions actually. But going back, I want to know, how did you decide that you wanted to get into the sort of work that you're into? I mean, I know you write, of course, but I mean like the medical aspect.
So I was leaving Black Pride on it was 2017, so summer 2017. I was leaving Black Pride because we have a festival here, and basically the festival is always on the same weekend as Pride, which is annoying, and I had tickets for it. So I thought I'd hang out at Black Pride, and then I'd go to this festival. And one of my favorite artists, don't drag me please, but one of my favorite artists is The Weeknd.
Interesting.
Okay, Star Wars a bop.
I'm not gonna drag you.
Okay, I don't know. Like, I don't know. He's one of those artists that just kind of divides people. But so,
girl, I see you. You're in the presence of friends.
This is a safe space.
This is a safe space. Okay, so me and my friend we were leaving to go see The Weeknd, and then my mentor was giving out condoms, and then like we spoke and talked, and he has this organization called his name is Mark Thompson, and he has this organization called Prepster, and it's basically trying to get PrEP, like to agitate to get PrEP here and like essentially everywhere, but it's mostly in the UK. And like I've known about PrEP since around 2015, and this was now 2017, and we still don't have it here. Like, the only way you could get it at that time was to buy it online.
Wow.
And like we have like a national health service where like you can get free medication, you can get free healthcare. Like, that's one benefit to being in the UK. But I just thought, like, why don't we have PrEP in this country? I don't understand. And then like, I don't know, it started there initially, and then he invited me to like a screening. So I saw this we saw this screening on a film that Prepster had done called Prep 17, and in the screening they were talking about how certain people use it and how certain people get access to it, why they're using it, and it was very early days, because I think in America you guys have had it since 2012.
I haven't. I don't know. I have no idea.
I think it was approved by don't quote me on this, actually, you may have to Google or like blurt this out, but I think the World Health Organization approved it for America in 2012. But like we still don't have any access to it. The only way you could get it is if you could access, I mean in 2017 anyway, you could buy it online. Because a colleague of mine, Greg Owen, who created the website I Want Prep Now, That's where you can buy it, self-source. But before that, there was no way you could access it. So it's only if people sent it to you from America, or if you went to America and got some and came back with it. It was kind of like that. So I don't know. I just thought that's how it started. It always became, why don't we have it here? And then I started the campaign that I did, the one that Bass saw in the club.
Sorry, just was looking that up to confirm. You're right.
Okay, cool. So I started working on the campaign, and then I just thought, do you know what? I'm in a really unique position where I'm genuinely very open about my experiences and my life and my sex life, and I have the ability to write, and I think I'm in a position where I can really help people. And it was during that campaign, which actually did really well in and outside of the community, as in it did well in the sexual health sector, and it did well amongst like people of color, where I thought I can do something here. And then I kind of just I always said I would write from about 2015, but I never did it. And then I just started writing. I started writing about my experiences. I started writing about healthcare. I started this campaign. I started doing discussion panels, and it just grew and grew and grew, and to the point where I'm at now.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're very inspiring as someone who also writes but has yet to get published. It's inspiring to see like the work that you have put out there.
Thank you.
Question.
I've actually I got an idea for a book with all this bullshit over the flag.
Yeah.
I was gonna do an article, and then I was thinking to do like a have you guys read Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race?
I've heard of it, but I've never read it.
Okay.
The title alone.
Have you read it or just the title?
Chalet.
Well, it's basically, it kind of talks about it was like a blog post by originally it was a blog post by Renee Edo Lodge, and she got frustrated with basically how white people kept treating her whenever she tried to bring up the topic of race. And then it goes into like class, it goes into the British like squeamishness of like race, and it analyzes slavery, and it just goes into everything. And I think everyone should read that book. But I was thinking of doing something along the lines of that, but for gay white men. Like, I don't know, like something like #Dear White Gay Men or something like that. Yeah. And then, because I started writing something on the flag, and I thought I can do something more of this. And then, like, I guess angle it at gay white men, but then say this is generally at everyone, but it's just gay white men need to hear this the most, or something like that. I don't know.
Just be prepared for the blowback.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I don't know.
That because no, really though, because it's like you're going to piss off a lot of people, but a lot of people are going to need to hear it though. So
the hard thing about stuff like that is it's hard to get stuff published, just because a lot of publishers are white and they get really nervous about putting things out. But I mean, I'm a strong believer in just writing what you want to write about, and then moving forward with that, because you want to write stuff that's true to you, and I think that sounds like a great idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a question, if that's okay. Just how do you manage stress? Because
that's a real real.
Like, for real. Like,
it's a good question. It's a good question.
Like, I'm always just curious to know, like, when people are in like jobs and positions like that, like how you manage that, because there's a lot of stress that people go through privately that I feel like they just will never know about, and like. And there is like this like stress that comes with being, like living your life and your journey like in the public, so like how do you deal with that, and like is there any kind of tips you can offer other people that are trying to manage stress, and like anything that you can offer in that kind of way?
Okay, so if someone would like to be an activist, it's really important to I think it's really important to take care of yourself, because I think what happens as an activist is you get so caught up with trying to help people that you actually forget to take care of yourself. So that's one thing. My therapist helps massively, but I think a lot of it is I burn out really quickly, because if you, Baze might tell you this, but if you follow me on Instagram, I'm constantly doing something. If I'm not writing, I'm trying to make a campaign happen. If I'm not doing a campaign, I'm recording a podcast. If I'm not on a podcast, then I'm on TV. If I'm not on TV, then I'm constantly doing stuff. And I find it difficult sometimes to even take my own advice and to just take a step back sometimes and to just relax and to just be easy.
Your friends drag you about that on Twitter all the time.
Yeah,
He's always working.
Like I just don't stop. But like it's really important to find time for yourself, because if you don't, even just time like a day to just do nothing. Like I'm trying to even get this coming Monday off where I'm not trying to plan too much, because I know I need it, and I know I need to relax. I was thinking as I finished, I was like, did I answer that question?
No, you do. It's just like,
because
like,
I don't really get stressed. I get anxious, but my anxiety has calmed down a lot recently. I don't know how I'm managing it. But I would say, personally, I write in a diary. Diary helps. Music helps. And a lot of I'm an extrovert, but I'm a bit introverted as well. So alone time helps me personally. I don't know if that's everyone. So I would say those three things, and just remembering that you can't save everyone. So yeah.
A word.
Okay.
I'm about to catch the Holy Ghost, so y'all talk.
I was gonna ask, because one thing I'm really nervous about, and I've been asked to like do like public-y speaking things. How do you do that?
God.
Because I watched your interview on BBC, and you were like so like you seemed like very confident, very calm. You said everything very carefully and very clearly.
That's on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Like I absolutely I hate public speaking. It's probably like the worst part of my job in my eyes.
Okay.
But I'm somehow good at it. I don't know how. I think I get really nervous, and then it's what I think TV is fine, but it's when I have to stand up in front of like a group of people and speak. That's when I can't. That's when I struggle.
Okay.
But you just have to do it. I think. Like, people try to give me advice through it, and I'm like, most of it hasn't helped.
Okay.
But for someone, I'm get to it. Like, honestly, they're just like, oh, you know, don't
that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help at all.
I can't just turn off
I'm aware.
You know, I can't just turn off my anxiety. But what I would say is that just do it. Like, and then I think once you do start doing it often, then you kind of get used to it. I still don't think I'm used to it, but you just have to keep doing it, and then it just becomes more normal.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's also I want to get a book, but I think there's a guy that he runs TED Talks. There's a book on TED Talks, and I want to get that to better my own public speaking.
Do you listen to ASMR?
I don't.
Do you know what that is?
I do. It's. I think it's really weird though.
Okay, well,
I haven't found. I'm not. Okay. Wait.
See ya.
Wait. I haven't found one that I identify with.
That's a very nice way of putting it.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I haven't found one where I was like, do you know what? This is my shit. I think that's all it is. It's not, I haven't found my own one.
I tried to listen to ASMR The Chew, that black lady. And
she
had like one where she like watched, what's that movie with Sandra Bullock, Premonition, and she's like telling the story of Premonition, but she's like whispering it, and I think I just ended up like staying awake just so I could. I saw the movie, but I just wanted to hear what was gonna happen next anyway, and I kept staying up just to listen to it, so I didn't actually go to sleep.
That's the blackest ASMR video I have ever. What?
I hate the chewing noises. I hate it.
No, she's not chewing. She's just telling a story. She's like, yeah, and then, you know.
No, but you have to admit, all those memes were hilarious.
Yeah.
When she first came out on the scene, and it was just like, they were so perfectly like captioned, all of them.
True.
I was mad because ASMR was like my little secret. Anyway, the point was it was a relaxation technique. But like I said, well,
do you know? I'm going to like try and find one that I identify with, and I'll get back to you.
Sure, I'll try to send you one too, and then we'll see what's up.
Okay.
Okay, next question. See,
Iconic.
One thing I think is interesting, and we had this conversation when we met as well. The different, I feel like, and this is kind of moving into like the diaspora conversation, but the different relationship that Black people seem to have in the UK to their like Blackness and Black Americans, and that like I feel like us, I mean on my dad's side I'm Nigerian, so like I have that identity, but like otherwise like we're descended from slaves, and so we don't really have any outside identity outside of America. Whereas like in the UK, most of y'all are like West Indian or like you're African, you know, and you guys all have like a different country that your culture is tied to. How I guess I'm curious, like, what does that feel like in terms of like being a British person? Like, how do you feel? Like, how do you identify?
It's a tricky one because like I was born here, so I'm British in that nature, but then obviously my parents weren't born here. And the way, let's say, police officers or I don't realize, but the way certain white people will see me, I'm never considered British to them. I would identify as British Sierra Leonean or Black British. Okay. Because it's like you have this kind of unique. We have this kind of unique experience where you're like, you're I don't know, you're not British enough, but you're not African enough. So the Africans will see you as this British-born guy, but then white people see you as African, you know. But like I've always identified as like Black British. I've always kind of Black Sierra Leonean because that's what I am. Okay. British Sierra Leonean. Sorry.
But would you like when you think of yourself? Do you say like I'm Black, or do you first go for like Sierra Leonean?
I would say I'm Black because I feel like that's what everyone sees first.
Got it. Okay.
Like I'd probably start with Black first, and then I'd go into Sierra Leonean or African next. It's like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, where is it are you Black or are you gay first? And I think everything is Black to me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's real. It's funny. I feel like I'm always Black first, but I feel like I was never aware of my Americanness until I wasn't in America, because I'd never felt like an American. Like here, I don't feel like an American. I feel like an outsider.
Yeah, I get that. Like I've grown up feeling like that because it's just weird how society is. But in the UK, it's really weird because we have so much multiculturalism. Yeah. But then it kind of hides the racism that we have here. Because everyone just thinks, oh, you know, we've got so many different races and so much different culture here, so it's fine, but it's really not. And especially with like all the, you know, there's a lot of politicians that use immigration against, like, to kind of rally people.
Yeah, I mean, pre-Trump, I would have said that America was a little bit more evolved in terms of, but even still, I think that there's like a conversation that was started longer ago here about race, and I think that generally speaking, people are more open to having those conversations, because I feel like in the UK or just anywhere like in general in Europe, people are kind of like very hesitant to talk about race. Like I remember I was in some fucking small town north of London, and this guy was like trying to talk to me about how crazy it was that we had voted for Trump. He's like, oh my god, Trump, and da 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 da, and then he started like praising Brexit, and I was just like, what? Like I can't believe those Americans. Like I have an American cousin, and he voted for Trump, and I just can't believe all that. And then he revealed himself to be a Brexit voter, and I was like, what? Yikes. But it was just like there was like that cognitive dissonance where they feel like it's like it could be the same situation, but because it's happening in America, like it feels like in America people are more willing to like call it what it is. Whereas I felt like in the UK people are like, well, no, because we have this here, so
You're so right, and I'm reading a book about this at the moment. I'm on this part where it gets to Brexit. So there's this book called British, and the ish is in brackets, and it's written by this broadcaster. I can't pronounce her first name. It's I think it's Afua Hirsch, and she's a mixed race woman. She is half Ghanaian, half German, and she grew up in like a really white area in London. And it's like talks about her relationship with race and Britain's relationship with race. And it basically goes into how like Britain's responsibility for slavery and how we're still obviously feeling the effects of slavery in this country, but at the same time we don't really want to talk about that the fact that it happened or race in general. And we kind of just generalize it, and it's really interesting. It's like what you said about how America's more upfront about it is spot on, and I think that's in the book too. And like it says that, you know, for example, you guys use African American, which kind of defines all African Americans, whereas here we use really interesting terms, and we have like some weird stuff with how we take like demographics. So, for example, certain forms will say, "Are you Black British?" and certain forms will say, "Are you Black African?" Like, there's no set thing, you know. So that's one, and then we use this term called BAME or BME, so BAME as well, which is Black, African, and Minority Ethnic. So anyone that's not white, and that's how we generalize everyone. And like it's I feel like that's really problematic, and we shouldn't be using that term, but. There we go. So
it's like your version of POC, I guess.
Well, no, but I don't identify as BAME. I identify with POC. You know, so it's like I see BAME as problematic, and it's also in British, and I think there's a quote. Oh damn it, my battery's dead. There's
your phone.
Yeah, there's a quote in it. Okay, it's not happening.
It's okay, we believe you.
Jesus be a charge.
Wait, no, I tweeted it today. I tweeted it because I saw someone tweet something along the lines of they said something like stop using the term BAME when you specifically mean women, black women. And then I tweeted the reference to the book, so I think I can get it actually.
How long ago did you tweeted it today, is that?
Yeah, it's in my media.
Oh, media.
They said you tweeted it today, right?
I see it. I don't know which one. It's a long paragraph, so I don't know which part you wanted to read.
Okay, hold on. I'm almost there. No. Okay, my computer's freezing. That's perfect.
Yeah.
The devil's working hard.
See this white privilege.
It really is. When we have four niggas on the show, this is what happens.
Well, it says here, black people in America are black or African American. The majority of people are confident in the appropriateness of this language and when to use it. By contrast, British people have rushed to embrace BAME, an irritating acronym which is so broad as to be meaningless, encompassing as it does every single group that does not have white skin. I find it even more grating when turned into the word pronounced BAME, B-A-Y-M-E, as a tool of avoidance.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, okay, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, and the UK is the only place that uses BAME. No one else in the world uses BAME.
I've never heard that before.
So that's interesting as well.
I've never...
Exactly.
Who is she?
I don't know.
It's literally just the UK. Like the whole world, no one else in the world uses that term besides us.
You know what though? America can't even talk because we're the only one that doesn't use the metric system.
True. I mean...
And we use like does that include the time? Because that doesn't include the time, right? That's just for the weather.
No, you guys do that weird thing with the dates though. You
put the month before the day.
Yeah, I think that's so freaky.
Do you know how many times that's confused me when I've seen like
trailers,
trailers for like trailers for like video games, and it's like 2901, and I'm like
what month is 29?
What month is that? I'm like somebody.
Yeah, I was like, are you on drugs or something?
Are you on drugs or something? Did no one proofread it? They're like, no.
Yeah.
It's the other.
Well, then
For me, it's the time. It's the way that y'all, but we count time is like nobody else in the world counts time the way we do.
What do you mean?
Because it starts over at noon, and at noon it becomes 1, and then 2 p.m. and then 3 p.m. But y'all do like 11, 12, 13.
That's just like like we refer to it as military time is what we would refer it to. Yeah.
That's military time.
Yeah, but we still don't.
Yeah,
like,
we don't adopt it.
But, like it got confusing for me when I would travel, and then like it would be that time. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
what does that mean?
Error.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I think we're right in that, and I think everyone else
the rest
is
of the
wrong.
world is.
And that one, I agree. That makes more sense. What the hell? 14 o'clock? No, it's 8. Like it's.
That's 2.
Wait,
that's 2
there's
p.m.
actually no 14 o'clock. Actually, wait.
It goes up to 24. So
24
24
hours.
hours.
Clock is
So 20 o'clock.
What is that? No, is that a British thing?
No, it's it's just a world thing. Everyone else does it.
Yeah. What besides America?
No, I don't think anybody else does that. I think America.
How many niggas is it take to answer something?
Apparently, we all some dumbass niggas.
What?
Apparently, we all some dumbass niggas.
Apparently, niggas can't read, so
Can't drive neither. No, the gays can't drive. Sorry.
Or-
Wait.
well,
why you-
we might be both. Ah!
Can't read.
While
Can't drive.
we're on the topic of like gays not being able to drive, what is the obsession with fucking iced coffee?
I don't
You
get.
don't like ice
I
cream?
love
Oh,
iced
why?
coffee, but I didn't know it was a thing.
This is well, we're not white, so we can't really answer that question.
I love me a pumpkin spice latte, honey. Ice.
Oh, excuse my Susan. Go ahead.
Ice latte. Oof.
That must be the frappuccino.
You get a frappuccino?
Yeah, me and Chris started getting like frappuccinos in Madrid, and then it just brung back my coffee addiction, which was fun.
Okay,
Oh.
can I ask a question? How the fuck is he finding all this gay shit in Italy? I didn't find the facts anywhere.
I think he's
So DJ and I are just
Yeah, my broke ass is sitting right here in my apartment in California.
I am.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I am not in the appropriate tax bracket to be having this conversation. So go on.
I'm not
Okay.
flying to Italy either. But basically, Chris knows people in Italy because he went earlier this year, so I think that's part of
He
it.
told me.
And
Okay.
I think he went this year. He went twice last year, so I think he made friends and stuff. So that made it easier for him to go out and all of that.
Cause I was looking,
And I think he probably like researched it very heavily before he went because
Okay.
he always does like loads of sightseeing.
Okay. Cause I was like Dora Explorer up in this bitch trying to find the house, and I couldn't find him nowhere to be seen.
I've got to have him listen to this because we've referred to him like 3 times.
We do. Hey, Chris. Yes. So okay. I really think we need to have you back because I do actually want to have like a deeper discussion about like I don't know. I just want to have like a fun like discourse about us just like kind of talking about our shared experiences because I feel like one thing that the internet has taught me is that just like the black experience is like in so many ways very universal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like we all like none of us could talk back to our parents. Like none of it. Like we all know. Like
Do you know what?
I don't know. Like there's
Twitter taught me that. So
Yeah.
there was a trending topic. So the hashtag was hashtag in an African home. And that's where I learned that we all have the same experience because one of the tweets, and it brought literal tears to my eyes because I was laughing that hard, was the whole there's rice at home. Like I thought that was just my mum. So when you go past the McDonald's and you're like, Mum, can we go McDonald's? And then she'll be like, there's rice at home. And I literally just thought that was my mum, but then I found out it was a universal thing across all Africans worldwide.
Oh, my mom's not African, so that's why I never heard that. I was like, wait.
Oh, there's
what?
money.
I
Yeah,
always
so you got that McDonald's money.
I mean, there's food at
Yeah.
home. I got this food at home. I never got rice
Yeah.
specifically.
See, I think that you got McDonald's money.
There's bologna and ketchup at home.
Swallow your spit.
Oh my God, swallow your spit. You better wish for it. Dream real hard.
Drink your sweat. You ain't that thirsty. Stay outside.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's too much.
I remember that. Oh my god. Sorry, go ahead, Phil.
Sorry, I'm just still trying to take in those comments. I think that Have You Got McDonald's Money is like a more American though.
Okay. Y'all got McDonald's.
Oh yeah, that's the point.
Huh?
But y'all got McDonald's?
Yeah, that's the.
But all three of you are speaking at the same time.
Oh, sorry.
We have a terrible habit of doing that. No, I was just saying that was the point, in that like my experience was a little bit different than yours, but like I was sure that like DJ had
absolutely.
that experience too, and it's just interesting, just across. but the meaning of the response is the same, which is nigga.
Yeah.
Shut up, we have food at home. Like so. You know, like there's across different languages and sayings, they all mean that like the spirit is.
It's like while the words might be different, but your ass is still about to eat what's at the house. You ain't going to no McDonald's and getting a nugget or nothing.
Jay-Z
you about to eat what's in the cupboard at the house. That's what you about to do.
Still nigga. Facts.
I did want to kind of I didn't get a chance to say it earlier, but Phil, when you were talking about like your mom and like the reputation, like her reputation like supersedes like everything else, like a word. Like I identified so much with that like growing up. That was kind of like I didn't want to like disappoint like my mom either when it came to like, oh well, maybe if I'm just like really good at everything else, maybe the whole gay thing like won't be as big of a deal. I'm like, if I like get a scholarship to go to college, if I make straight A's, if I and stay out of trouble, maybe she won't hate the whole gay thing. But no, still being called a faggot multiple times my entire childhood.
Oh shit!
Didn't change. Didn't change that. Not so much later.
We're laughing.
Trauma.
Yeah.
Because we're all triggered. We're all triggered by that.
Yes.
Woo, man.
The trauma jumped out.
Chile. Man, I wish we had a Talkspace sponsor right now, because I would like to use the code that we don't have.
Listen. I've been like on Twitter, like, I need a therapist desperately, and people are like, "Are you all right? Are you okay?"
Like, girl,
No,
clearly
I'm
not. I'm asking for.
I don't. That Mariah Carey video. I don't know, darling. What do you know?
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
we should wrap it up. Okay, great. So, thank you, Phil, and thank you, DJ, for this nigger-tastic episode. Honestly, I had such a great.
Where's your laugh, Phil?
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
He's masked for mask, bro.
Toxic masculinity, like wait, we just talked about the Gillette commercial. Wow,
He didn't watch it. He didn't get the message.
That's true.
Apparently, I can see that.
This toxic masculinity down there.
I would not like to see it.
The switch up.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, and thank you, DJ, for coming on and being the master boy that you are. And we stand. Honestly, when we finish, we're both gonna drag bays independently about this Dragon Ball Z thing, because honestly, I still can't even come up with an analogy, because wow,
I was so upset.
I mean, it's fine.
Is it?
I won't
Okay,
feel
so
dragged,
you can.
so that's all that matters.
I hate you. Wow, it's okay. So you can. Okay, everyone hates me. I'm so loud. Okay, so you can find us at Podcast of Color everywhere else, and you can find us on Twitter at Trash of Color. Send your honey roast and your emails into podcastofcolor@gmail.com. And does anyone have any announcements this week?
Where can we find Joel?
Oh, and where can we find y'all?
My username is Idiosyncratic XL.
You gonna have to spell that.
She gave us a SAT word, honey. Spelling bee champ.
Are you? It's IDIOSYNCRATICXL.
I always misspell it
when I tell you I spelled that all the way wrong. When he said,
I do it every time I look his name up on Instagram.
Yeah. He said, wait, are you sure it's spelled?
He's like writing it down.
You can find me on
DJ,
Twitter
where
and
can we find
Instagram
you?
at OHeyDJ. That's OHHEY
Ooh, go, go. And you guys have
Amazing.
anything coming up? Anything you guys want to announce? Or draw attention to?
Phil, do you have anything?
I can't think off the top of my head, but there's one thing. I'm working on a thing called Queer Essential, where I'm doing like discussion panels with a bunch of black queer creatives, and they should look out for that. So look up for Queer Essential.
I would like to see it. Ooh.
It should be launching soon in the next
Awesome.
week or so.
Yeah, and I've seen Travis talking about their book, Before I Step Outside. Go check that out if you can. Support a trans sister. Yeah. Announcements. Wait, DJ.
Yeah, I'm in the Bay. Yeah, I'm in the Bay.
Oh, I'm gonna be in San Francisco on Thursday.
How long are you gonna be up here?
Just for like the weekend.
Yes.
Are you a dolphin?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit you up.
whoa.
I have a couple. Of things, if that's okay.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Come on. Okay.
So I will be. Oh fuck! Yikes!
See how they just discard you?
I'll be at Emerald City Comic Con. That's coming up in March. So that's coming up real soon. Oh my god! So I'll be there for that. So if you're in the Seattle area, I will be there. And then my graphic novel, The Black Mage, will be out in August. So be on the lookout for that.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Are you seizing? Like, do you need medical attention? Do you need support? Okay. Anyway, so with that, we will see y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in.
This podcast is executively produced by Aaliyah J. Daniels, LaShawn McGee, Damian Pelliccioni, Christopher Rodriguez, John Kagandahan, Hakeem Cunningham, Baze White, and Renee Hernandez.